you here. So what we usually do is, because we're a research institution, we try and do a little bit of research while we are here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you a couple of questions, and if you agree with that statement, just going to ask you to give me a round of applause. Everyone happy with that? Satisfied? Okay. So first question, who is excited to be here? All right. Usually I get a big response from the siblings when I ask this question. Who is surprised to be here? Yes, definitely the siblings, most definitely. And last question, who's proud to be here? And we are very, very proud to have you here at the University of the Free State. Just a couple of announcements, if you would allow me. There will be a live stream available for anyone that couldn't attend today. That's livestream.ufs.ac.za. Children under the age of 10 should be accompanied by an adult and must be strictly monitored to prevent disturbances to the program. That goes for unruly husbands as well, please. Special seats are allocated towards the back of the venue for parents with children. Please utilize these seats. Now, the university makes use of official photographers who are present in the hall today, and the graduates will be briefed. Please do not use any other photographers. Now, during the ceremony, please stand as the processions enter the hall and remain standing until the congregation has been constituted by the Chancellor, Rector and Vice-Chancellor. That's quite a sentence. Avoid moving around during the ceremony and leaving the hall to avoid disturbing the proceedings. Please keep your cell phones on silent during the ceremony. This is funny, this is last year's program that I still have in my pocket, in my jacket, and here says, please remember to wear your masks at all times, but it's not necessary today. How lucky is that? And then today is a time to celebrate the achievements of each graduate. Hearing the full names of each student being announced is important to everyone. We encourage you to cheer. However, we ask you just to limit the length of that cheer so we can hear the name of the next graduate as they make their way to the podium. After singing of the national anthem at the end, please remain standing until the main procession has left the venue. And with that, I say thank you very much for joining us. It is great having you here. Enjoy Graduations 2022.
Gradually, after several years of hard work and dedication, you have earned your qualification from the University of the Free State. It is a privilege to welcome you, your family and friends to this occasion. In order to maintain the dignity of the program, you are requested to take note of the following. All graduandi and guests are to rise when the procession enters the hall. Kindly activate the silent option and avoid making loud exclamations such as whistling so as not to disturb proceedings. We ask that you please remain seated for the duration of the ceremony and avoid taking photos or videos, as an official photographer and videographer have been contracted by the UFS. At the end of the ceremony, following the singing of the national anthem, please remain standing until the Chancellor has dissolved the congregation and the main procession has left the hall. We thank you for your cooperation and hope that you will enjoy this special event with us.
Welcome to the University of the Free State.
University of the Free State.
Welcome to the University of the Free State. Situated in the heart of South Africa, my university is a creation of the past, the present, and the future. Across our 3 campuses, 7 faculties have been home to some of the most magnificent minds. Everything we do is rooted in our values of excellence, innovation, accountability, care, social justice, and sustainability. We have been changing the world for more than a century. We continue to pave the way and inspire a fresh stream of knowledge and skill to follow in the footsteps of our scholars and alumni. We hunger for knowledge that will help us to be better and to do better. Our facilities encourage excellence, pulling us towards the light of new insight and ways of applying what we know. We lead by example, advocating sustainability in everything that we do. While we are making a current impact, we are also steering towards the future with the knowledge and skills we need to take the lead. The next 12 years will be especially significant in our growth as our Vision 130 unfolds, which will be in 2034 when the University of the Free State celebrates 130 years of existence. Vision 130 is our strategic intent to reposition the university in 2034. Join us on this journey. Together, we will go further.
Sharp. Gaan ek die band volg, gaan ek net die mense volg. So ek gaan wipe, ek gaan hulle terugvolg tot die son en blyk net so tot ek dit reg moet neem. Okay, cool. En dan gaan jy dan band shot cover. Ja. Hier daar, dit kan eens weer band hoor. In front voor die drank. Ja, dis wat ek nou net gekyk het vir jou is hulle het regtig nice baie beter deals soos waar dis minus 400 spandeer net om te top up elke maand. So ek R105 betaal, dan kry ek 100 minute en dan kry 800 meg, 105. So dit is voor my ek beter deals en dan kan ek top up ek dink op 60 rand. Daar ek dink 60 rand dan kry ek. Maar ek dink dit hang af wat se bundle jy koop, dis beter of pryse. Kom maar dan. Dat is ons pro. Daar's audio wat by my verkeerd vanmiddag.
on that really. pad. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. By virtue of the power vested in me as the acting Chancellor, I hereby constitute this congregation of the University of the Free State for the awarding and conferral of qualifications in the faculties of Education, Economic and Management Sciences, and the Faculty of Law. I therefore award and confer qualifications to and on all the candidates presented by the Dean of the respective faculty present to this congregation. In addition, I hereby award and confer qualifications to and on those whose names appear in the program but who are not present here today. You may be seated. Dear graduates and distinguished guests, it gives me pleasure to welcome you all on this auspicious and joyous occasion on behalf of the University of the Free State. Today is a special day indeed. Very few events and occasions hold as much significance as your graduation. This day is just as important for those who supported you along your journey. For many in the audience today, the event marks the culmination of a great deal of hard work, in many cases, sacrifice. And whether that sacrifice were financial or emotional. There will be many here today who are the first to obtain a university education in their family. And I want to say, well done. So even in the midst of the disruptive past 2 years, you have earned this moment and you should be extremely proud. Graduates, you have had the honor of studying at an institution that commands a track record that is on par with well-regarded national, and I would also say international peers, as reflected in the 2023 Times Higher Education rankings and also the World University Impact Rankings. Although the mission of our university has always been to equip you with knowledge and skills needed to make a difference in your field of study, we are also mindful that qualities and values are as important for you to make a difference in your communities or in the larger society. So the University of the Free State places great emphasis on ensuring that students and staff have an outstanding university experience. In our pursuit of excellence, we are proud that our environment is conducive for intellect and knowledge to flourish. As such, our values of excellence, innovation and impact, accountability, care, social justice, and sustainability are embedded in all of our activities across the university. In 2034, yes, correct, 2034, the university will be commemorating her 130th birthday. Our optimism for the future of the university is reflected in the conceptualization of what we call Vision 130, where we use the 130 and link it to the 130th anniversary of the university. And that Vision 130 sets out our aspirations and our intentions for 2034. It reflects our ambition to be a university with a consistent outward focus and to be profound in what we deliver, building on our past achievements while constantly transforming, renewing, and reimagining ourselves to stay relevant within the dynamic and ever-changing international higher education sphere. Today, you stand at the cusp of a new and exciting journey that will allow you to apply the skills and the values you have gained. Your involvement in what matters most, your willingness to act against injustice and inequality, and your courage to stand up for what is right will define you. Wherever you may find yourself, many will look to you to lead, to reimagine, and to reshape the future. Even though the road ahead may be difficult at times, work hard, but also play hard, while also being mindful that the world is in constant change and abundance with new opportunities. Remain open to new possibilities and embrace change. It's up to you to align yourself with those who have a common cause. Heal the divisions that keep us separated and carry along those who have been left out and are struggling. So congratulations to all our graduates. May you have a continued success in all your endeavors. I thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Professor Corley Vatoon, and I'll be directing the program this morning. Before I introduce the musical item, I would like to thank Professor Peterson for the welcoming address. Thank you, Professor Peterson. And then a few house rules. The university makes use of official photographers who are present in the hall today. Those who arrive after the pre-ceremony announcements are referred to the graduation program. Today is the time to celebrate each graduate. We know that the family members and friends are excited, but we would like to ask that you limit your celebration so that we can hear the name of each individual graduate being called this morning. We strive to conduct the graduation ceremonies in a dignified manner, and therefore we ask that you refrain from leaving the hall before the end of the proceedings to avoid any disruptions of the ceremony. We also please ask that you put off your cell phones or put them on silence during the duration of the ceremony. The bass guitar is not usually considered a solo instrument. It is more commonly seen as an instrument that provides depth to a band by concentrating on the bass line of a musical piece. However, our performer today, Zile Zulu, is going to challenge that notion by using his bass guitar as a melodic instrument. He will be performing a song originally recorded by George Benson in 1977 and made famous by the late Whitney Houston in 1985. Here is Zile, accompanied by the graduation instrumental ensemble with The Greatest Love of All. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Sile Zulu, thank you very much. I'm now pleased to introduce the Dean of the Faculty of Education, Professor Louis Sojita, who will present his candidates.
Acting Chancellor, I have the privilege of requesting you to award the following qualifications to the candidates that I introduce to you. the Faculty of Education, certificates, bachelor's degrees, postgraduate certificates, honors degrees, master's, and doctoral degrees. For the Advanced Certificate in Foundation Phase Teaching. Baloi T.G. Boyson B.M. with distinction. Shali M.J. with distinction. Shali M.Y. with distinction. Guro S.G. Hamna Tunzi M.E. Kumalo M.N. Hlachwayo N.M. Kodwa Z. Kompi KV. Khositsile LE with distinction. Langa EP with distinction. Likokwane RK. Letswalo VI. Mafura SH with distinction. Thank you. Matibela L. Mgunyasi ZG. Manzini E. Mdawe MC with distinction. Matomela XG, Mazibuko TL, Molokeng MW with distinction, Musebekwa MJ, Mpungose PP with distinction, Msibi MT, Nkwinika V with distinction, Mvelase TP, Ndlovu LC with distinction, Ndlovu PZ with distinction, Ndwandwe NJ, Nkemele NL with distinction, Ntuli CP, Nyandeni DC with distinction, Khadebe NJ with distinction, what's your name? Rankwe M, Sihlono ME, Sitai JZ with distinction, Sithole MT with distinction, Snell ZB with distinction, Twala TE, Kalabile NB with distinction, Nzimande NA. Thank you. Zoko NB with distinction, Zoko Z. For the Advanced Certificate in Further Education and Training in Life Science Teaching. Khili BT. Thank you. The Advanced Certificate in Intermediate Phase Teaching. Zaleka L with distinction. Gumbi S.A. Gumede N.S. Helepi L.S.A. with distinction. Jali Y with distinction. Jebe N. Johnson M.A. Lekhari M.D. Mayenecha M.E. with distinction. Thank you. Makhafula R.S. with distinction. Malatsa M.P. with distinction. Malebe B. Mankaya W. Mapoto A.R. Thank you, ma'am. Batsana A.H. with distinction. Mdluli G.B. with distinction. BTC. Mwango PZ with distinction. Mufukeng MT with distinction. Msibi C. Mtembu L with distinction. Myeni A.B. Mzozo F.M. with distinction. Namani N.S. with distinction. Khesa N.F. Ndola N.G. with distinction. Pofedi A.L. with distinction. Naidu R. with distinction. Magabane B. Siboko KM. Sifako ME with distinction. Silwane T. Shamase MPP. Sitole SJ. Tipe ME. Vilagazi ML with distinction. Zulu N with distinction. For the Advanced Certificate in Senior Phase, English First Additional Language Teaching. Bengu LB. Boyson NC with distinction. Fritz RS with distinction. Nare NE with distinction. Tuchini DS with distinction. For the Advanced Certificate in Senior Phase, Social Science Teaching. Rapalo NP with distinction. For the Bachelor of Education in Foundation Phase Teaching. Jada ZBF. Munyamani KP. Ndaba SZ. Sitole MM. Vermeulen J. For the Bachelor of Education in Further Education and Training Phase. Njingila NJ. Congratulations. Pietrella PM. For the Bachelor of Education in Intermediate Phase. Mabungu MR. Okay. For the Bachelor of Education in intermediate phase. Ansel GE. Matthews CM. Mdlalose L. Musia NB. Mphahlele NP. Ndaba L. Ndaba NC, the degree with distinction. Nhlangoti SP. Siotsanyane K. Tumba BH. For the Bachelor of Education in Senior Phase and Further Education and Training Teaching. Kaula MS. Mabitsi MJ. Mbele MS. Msisha SE. Ndlovu SZ. Tozi BBB. For the postgraduate certificate in education, in further education and training teaching. You can wait. Mutsapi K. Oops, sorry. For the postgraduate certificate in education, in senior phase and further education and training teaching. Hadebe NA. Thank you very much. Mdlalose N. Mudupe M. Ndawonde ZB. Nyandeni BT. Khamngwana NE. Tembe NM, sorry. For the Master of Education with specialization in community psychology in education. Mahanetsa T.M. for the Master of Education with specialization in curriculum studies. Kubeka E.S.B.
Wow, that is. Wow, that is.
Mujaki M.G. Tabo T.S. Sitisho K.G. for the Master of Education with specialization in education law. Musia T.R. for the Master of Education with specialization in education management and leadership. Sisinyi T.W. for the Master of Education with specialization in education policy studies. Wosthuizen Anamart and the degree with distinction. For the Master of Education with specialization in psychology of education. Badal R and the degree with distinction. Van Skalkwijk J.H.D. for the Master of Education with specialization in subject education in languages. Thank you very much. Mokheti A. for the Master of Education with specialization in subject education in mathematics. Mavundla B.S. Acting Chancellor, I have the privilege of requesting you to confer doctoral degrees on the candidates presented to you. I request the promoters to introduce their candidates. The Doctor of Philosophy, joint degree with the University of Malaga with specialization in higher education studies.
Thank you, Dean. Acting Chancellor, Kiamukhetsi Gladness Mowe, with her thesis titled Culture of Violence as a Mechanism to Solve Problems with Authority Among Students at South African Universities, the candidate makes a contribution to scholarship on student movements and higher education and violent protests. focusing on such contributory factors of political, historical, socio-economic, and personal nature. She's been using a mixed methods approach, by which she surveyed and interviewed student activists, student leaders, student affairs professionals, and senior university managers. Chancellor, I present to you for the Dr. Kamokhetse Morwe.
For the Doctor of Philosophy with specialization in curriculum studies.
Chancellor, allow me to introduce to you Dr. Randa Dube-Sibusisiwe. Thesis entitled Translanguaging for Sustainable Learning in Zimbabwean Rural Ecologies. The candidate explores the adoption of translanguaging pedagogy for fair and organized use of all learners' linguistic repertoires in rural learning contexts of Zimbabwe. The study significantly contributes to the body of knowledge, challenging the status quo of the monolingual LIEP that emphasizes English dominance by suggesting a translanguaging strategy that advocates a multilingual, democratic, and just education, promoting accessibility and sustainability in learning for the disenfranchised rural learners. Chancellor, I present to you Dube Sibusisiwe.
Chancellor, allow me to introduce you to Dr. Rondas Mosala Ulihile Lazarus. With his thesis titled Enhanced Reasoning and Geometric Proof Skills in Mathematics Education, the candidate contributed to the discourse. Thesis that informs this study was identification of mathematics learners with challenges in interpreting structure of the theorem statement and applying geometric meanings. The intellectual piece adopted a critical emancipatory research as a theoretical lens that promotes transformation. The study was located within a participatory action research as a methodological approach. Data generated through focus group discussions as a technique to collate discourses generated by participants. The choice for CDA was appropriate to investigate textual oriented discourses to reveal discursive praxis, control, and disparity. Findings were to cultivate critical thinking in geometry, improve strategic use of technology in the teaching and learning of geometry, enhance effective pedagogic praxis in geometry, and develop learners' use of mathematical language. Chancellor, I present to you Mosala Ulihile Lazarus. Mukatuni Gumani Inos.
Chancellor, allow me to present to you Mukatuni Gumani Inos with his thesis, Controversial Topics in the School Curriculum, a case study on the teaching of evolution in South Africa. The candidate contributes to the current Board of Scholarship that explores difficult conversations in the classroom by focusing on how life science teachers approach the teaching of evolution as a topic of study in the South African curriculum with diverse groups of learners. Using qualitative approaches, grade 12 life science teachers from 3 different secondary schools in the Gauteng province. The study concludes that the teaching of controversial topics such as evolution continues to be a big challenge for most teachers in schools, as it is influenced by several key factors, including the teacher's knowledge of the topic, learners' perspectives, willingness to engage in the difficult conversations, resources, and the language used, all of which had to be balanced against a political, religious, and cultural considerations. I present to you Gumani.
For the Doctor of Philosophy with specialization in early childhood development and learning. The supervisor, Professor Okeke, is off sick. Chancellor, allow me to introduce to you to Dr. Rande Baloyi Mutibedi Sipati. With her thesis titled Phenomenological Study of Practitioners' Lived Mathematical Play Practices in Early Childhood Care and Education Settings, she used qualitative research approach, and 10 practitioners in Mangaung, Motewa district in Free State Province were purposefully selected to provide in-depth information around mathematical play practices in the ECCE settings. The study noted that practitioners were not adequately qualified to provide ECCE in the centers. Additionally, insufficient understanding of content and pedagogy knowledge, which made them to struggle to employ integrated approach when implementing mathematical play-based activities in the ECCE centers, which made them to treat each early learning and development area in isolation. Practitioners lacked training and support for children who face barriers to learning and development and lacked resources. Therefore, the study calls for the Department of Education to enhance practitioners' knowledge and skills to enable them to use integrated learning approaches in the ECCE settings. Chancellor, I present to you Baloyi Mutibedi Sipat. Another one of Professor Okeke's student. Chancellor, allow me to introduce you to Dr. Randy Manwedi Tulo Dintle Palesa Genevieve. The title of her thesis is Exploring Strategies to Strengthen Integrated Intersectoral Collaboration Among Early Childhood Care and Education Providers. Used a qualitative research approach and 12 experienced ECCE providers from government and private sectors in Kimberley, the Francis Budd district in the Northern Cape. The ECCE providers were selected to give in-depth understanding of their views on integrated intersectoral collaboration of ECCE provision. The study noted that the ECC providers had a common understanding of integrated intersectoral collaboration, but are unable to integrate and collaborate the ECCE services because of insufficient funding, a lack of common unifying policies, shortages of human resources, infrastructure backlogs, and working in silos, uncoordinated ECE sector, and fragmented systems of government in the ECCE sector. The study therefore recommends the development of an integrated intersectoral collaboration plan with its own budget, establishment of ECCE forums, empowerment workplaces as strategy to strengthen integrated intersectoral collaboration among ECCE providers. Chancellor, I present to you Manwedi Tulo Dintle Palesa Genevieve. For the Doctor of Philosophy with specialization in education management and leadership.
Chancellor, allow me to present Marole Jone Adrias with a thesis titled A Socially Designed Framework to Improve the Leadership Role of School Board Members. Chancellor, allow me to introduce to you the Dr. Marole Jonas. The candidate contributes to the field of educational management and educational leadership by developing framework to improve school board members for improvement of student academic achievements. The candidates further tested the framework by application thereof to prove that indeed it works. The study is grounded on critical social theory through participatory action learning and action research. The study presents a framework to the emancipation of board members in their leadership roles. The findings reveal that the dominance by the elite affected by members of leadership, The framework for the board members, leadership, and secondary schools stands to benefit the broad members in the transformation of the school and the student achievement. Chancellor, I present to you Marole Jonas Adrias.
For the Doctor of Philosophy with specialization in higher education studies.
Chancellor, allow me to introduce to you Prayer Bohemia. This mixed method explanatory sequential study investigated teacher-educators' perceptions and practices of teaching in a blended learning mode in Ghana. The technology acceptance model was employed as a theoretical framework for the study. Data collected from the quantitative study was analyzed using SPSS, and inductive thematic analysis was employed to analyze the qualitative data. Results indicated that teacher-educators have positive perceptions about the effectiveness and efficiency of blended learning approach for teaching and learning in higher educational institutions. That is, the perceptions of teacher-educators have an influence on the blended learning approach. Hence, the blended learning method should be practiced for effective and creative teaching. This study has contributed to knowledge by identifying the challenges inherent in the use of blended learning and strengthens teacher-educators' application of blended learning approach in their teaching and student practices in Ghana. Chancellor, I present to you Prayer Bohemia. Congratulations.
Another student of Professor Nkwane, who is also off sick. Chancellor, allow me to introduce you to Dr. Randus Tekwane Bonandei Kopang. With his thesis titled A Strategy to Improve Quality Assurance Practices in the Namibian Technical and Vocational Education and Training System, the candidate contributes to scholarship on the development of a strategy on how to improve assurance practices in the technical and vocational education and training system. Using a qualitative phenomenological case study, Tekwane sampled 66 vocational instructors, quality assurance agency officials, and Ministry of Higher Education officials to understand the implementation of internal quality assurance practices and external quality assurance practices and how best such practices could be improved. The study presents a strategy based on responsive and risk-based regulatory approach, strong stakeholder engagement guided by public-private partnership principles, flexible learning pathways, and articulation for students and professionalization of vocational educators. The strategy advocates for higher education sector to be regulated by a single quality assurance agency through the principles of responsiveness, dynamism, regulatory necessity, risk, and proportionate regulation. Chancellor, I present to you Tekwane Bonadei Kopa.
Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Randi Karen Elizabeth Venter. With this doctoral article style study, with a thesis titled An Integrated Service Learning Praxis Approach for the Flourishment of Professional Development in Community Higher Education Partnerships, the candidate contributes to integrated service learning praxis approach by focusing on the flourishment of engaged scholarship, using the co-generation of appreciative conversations with international, national, and local champions. The research plays a role in practical theory development, best practices for national support, community, university, research partnerships, and the reward of action learning, namely engaged scholarship. The study presents the argument that an integrated service learning praxis approach supports the flourishment of professional development of all partners in community higher education partnerships. Chancellor, I present to you Karen Elizabeth Venter.
Doctor of Philosophy with specialization in policy studies in education. Chancellor, allow me to introduce to you Chancellor, allow me to introduce to you Kelelo Alicia Rakolobe, with a thesis titled Towards a Framework for Education Policy Implementation in Lesotho Education Sector. Chancellor, Graduandi Rakolobe, with this qualitative study, used the constructivist paradigm through which she investigated the Lesotho policy implementation reality. As theoretical framework, she used complexity theory, and informed by a document analysis and a literature review, she conducted interviews with various stakeholders and interest groups. Findings revealed that various challenges hamper education policy implementation in Lesotho. The study developed a framework that calls for a validation and an appraisal of the important role stakeholders and interest groups can play in ensuring policy implementation, especially in an educational context characterized by poverty, lack of resources, etc. The framework outlined ways for closer collaboration between the Ministry of Education and Training and education stakeholders by arguing for their inclusion in the entire policy process and in the policy implementation process. If implemented, this framework could enhance policy implementation in the Lesotho education sector. Chancellor, I present to you Rakolobe Kelelo Alicia.
For the Doctor of Philosophy with specialization in Psychology of Education.
With a thesis titled Co-Constructing a Praxis with Adolescents to Support Educators in the Teaching of Comprehensive Sexuality Education, the candidate makes a significant contribution to the sexual health of adolescents in South Africa. Firstly, a systematic review was conducted to establish and understand the landscape of comprehensive sexuality education in South African schools, and to identify gaps that informed and directed the study. Secondly, the lived experience of 10 adolescent participants regarding comprehensive sexuality education were reflected upon and utilized to serve as recommendations toward the improvement of the program. Ultimately, teachers as practice could be informed to present the program in a way that is more responsive towards the individual and contextual needs of adolescents in the 21st century. The recommendations presented in this study holds transformative potential for the comprehensive sexuality education program that could benefit the sexual and reproductive health of adolescents in the country. Chancellor, I present to you Renel Koch.
For the Doctor of Philosophy with specialization in subject education in mathematics.
Standing in for Professor Jan Evenhuis, who's unwell. Doctor of Philosophy, Tron Jan Hendrik Rust Kriege, Mathematics in Education, with a thesis titled Factors Contributing to Sustained Performance in Grade 12 Mathematics. Chancellor, allow me to introduce you to Dr. Randus Tron Jan Hendrik Rust Kriege. With his thesis, Factors Contributing to Sustained Performance in Grade 12 Mathematics, the candidate contributes to the teaching and learning of grade 12 mathematics and the factors that constitute to sustained performance. Using qualitative research method, the candidate used the secondary school in a township as a case study to determine which factors contribute to sustained performance in grade 12 mathematics. Very good insights through interviews, observations, and document analysis were obtained. These insights contributed to the factors that contribute towards the academic success of the school. The research findings confirmed and supported the central argument of the study, namely that sustained academic performance cannot be explained through simple linear relationships, but is best understood through the analysis of schools as complex institutions using complexity theory. Chancellor, I present to you Tron Jan Hendrik Rust Kriege.
For the Doctor of Philosophy with specialization in subject education in social sciences. Chancellor, allow me to introduce you to Dr. Randus Omojemite Matthew Damilola, with the thesis titled Impact of Cooperative Learning Strategies on Social Studies, Pre-Service Teachers' Learning Outcomes in Cybercrime Prevention. The candidate contributes to scholarship on cybercrime prevention in social studies education. focusing on using the adapted outlines from the United Nations Office of Drug and Crime University module series on cybercrime that were infused into the social studies curriculum to train pre-service teachers in the education faculties of 3 selected universities in Nigeria. Using a quasi-experimental frame, Omojemite sampled 386 pre-service teachers in southwest of Nigeria to foster the infusion of cybercrime prevention in teacher education programs using scaffolding and cooperative learning strategies. Study presents the argument that scaffolding learning strategies and cooperative learning strategies are philosophical to train social studies pre-service teachers on cybercrime prevention in teacher education programs at universities in Nigeria. Chancellor, I present to you Omojemite Matthew Damilola.
Thank you, Professor Louis Sojita, for presenting the candidates this morning and for the academics in the Faculty of Education who made sure that the students are prepared to walk over the stage this morning. Thank you to those academics. I'm pleased to introduce the Dean of the Faculty of Economic and Management Sciences, Professor Philippe Burger, who will present his candidates.
Acting Chancellor, I have the privilege of requesting you to award the following qualifications to the candidates that I introduced to you. The Faculty of Economic and Management Sciences, certificates, bachelor's degrees, master's, and Doctor of Philosophy degrees. Higher Certificate in Economic and Management Sciences, Commerce. Kato BP. Higher Certificate in Management Development. Burnbrook GC and a Certificate with Distinction. Lebere LL and a Certificate with Distinction. Majenge BK. Maria S. Martin B.E. and a Certificate with Distinction. Mashaba MP. Mbiza B. Musweu T. and a Certificate with Distinction. Mkatolo V. Ngwilingwili VP. Nhlaupo TCF. Sefujane MC, and the certificate with distinction. Sehwaba SP. Sepoko MR. Jansen van Rensburg L, and a certificate with distinction. Bachelor of Administration. Leshlangwane TJ. Mofokeng K. Ngomane KBM. Nkai TS. Prince CJ. Tabete KE. Chabalala K. Bachelor of Commerce in Accounting. Karstel LL. Mbongo MNN. Molwantwa NI. Temeki BL. Tole M. Bachelor of Commerce in Law. Jateni AM. Mwalusi BG. Bachelor of Commerce in Marketing. Musa NTD. Bachelor of Commerce with specialization in economics. Mashallah M. Radile MGN. Bachelor of Commerce with specialization in entrepreneurial management. Makwa HM. Willifeer JM. Tladi RK. Bachelor of Commerce with specialization in investment management and banking. Momo EO. Venter Y. Sintume TT. Bachelor of Commerce with specialization in management. Shoba KNB. Bachelor of Management Leadership. Alexander F.J. Barnard S. Blighnout P.A.J. Bronkhorst D.J. Dlamini N.R. Duplessis M. Engelbrecht S. and a degree with distinction. Fortuin M.M. Goosen G.P. Greiling D. Jansen van Rensburg B.J. Johnson L.C. and a degree with distinction. Guerrere K.I. Let's swallow L.M. Loopser H.U. Madia M.J. and a degree with distinction. Madlopa S.S. Thank you. Manning R.J. Mweleso KP. Muhammad S. and a degree with distinction. Nell A. Nolte A.F. Reuters S. Celebano B. Shabalala T.B. Sibanyoni P.S. Soko L.A. Tipping S. Twala S.S. Postgraduate Diploma in Business Administration. Chobani T.J. Crisp C.N.F. and the Diploma with Distinction. Shloshlo N.G. Johnson L.G. Nkopani M.B. Lepamo M.S. Leripa D.T. Lesekele T.D. Makwara M.M. Matebe N.G. Matotong M.P. McAnna L.T. and the Diploma with Distinction. Mwabelo R.T. Mosebi M.J. Motibedi L. Mchali T.T. You can. Nodada L. Ntaitsane M.B. Perelmut Y.I. and the Diploma with Distinction. Potsane M.D. Seutlwa D. M. Ramakwena and the Diploma with Distinction. Shaidi E. M. and the Diploma with Distinction. Swanepoel S. Tulo M.L.J. Sweute M. Sosane B.T. Bachelor of Administration Honors. Mokhoje I. Bachelor of Commerce Honors in Management Accounting. Mohabale R. Ndo NC. Bachelor of Commerce Honours with specialization in Business Management. Shlongwane NL. Bachelor of Commerce Honours with specialization in Financial Economics and Investment Management. Hoffman B. Khotseng RM. Leboho SE. Mdakane SHH. Mosito KM. Panyani K. Potalwa AV. Tokwa K. Zungu SB. Bachelor of Commerce Honours with specialization in Industrial Psychology. More OMM. Nslabati ZB. Bachelor of Commerce Honours with specialization in Marketing. Dipadi NMR. Ramarumo TR. Master of Administration. Letsaba NE. Van Staden CR and a degree with distinction. Master of Business Administration. Molefi N. Mosala T. Master of Commerce with specialization in Business Management. Bosov HS. Master of Commerce with specialization in Financial Economics and Investment Management. Craven HS and a degree with distinction. Pierby S. Master of Commerce with specialization in Industrial Psychology. Nell EP. Mbobo BC. Master of Industrial Psychology. Van der Walt HM. Master of Public Administration, S. Young K. G. Acting Chancellor, I have the privilege of requesting you to confer doctoral degrees on the candidates presented to you. I request the promoters to introduce their candidates to you.
Honorable Chancellor, allow me to introduce Dr. Musia Daniel, with a thesis entitled Competitive Strategy for Smallholder Women in Agro-Food Industry in Free State. The candidate contributes to scholarship on the development of framework for competitive strategy that will empower smallholder women to own and nurture agro-food enterprise in South Africa's Free State Province, utilizing the concurrent explanatory mix method research design followed by a focus group session. The candidate sampled 517 women, collecting the socio-economic data using a close-ended questionnaire. The findings revealed that all the domain for the empowerment positively influence the empowerment of these smallholder women food enterprises. The result further showed a positive relationship between production and empowerment success, and furthermore, it also provides the relationship between transformation, empowerment, capacity building, entrepreneurship, savings, and competitiveness. The study concluded that business ownership, representation of women, and management control are necessary to transform these women agro-food enterprises. Chancellor, allow me to present again Dr. Musia Daniel.
Chancellor, it's my honor to introduce to you Dr. Ramabitsa Diao-Leeuw. The candidate with his thesis in sustainability for lower grade construction-based SMEs in the Free State Province. The candidate makes a valuable contribution to local business administration. The study investigates the high failure rate among the SMMEs, especially in the construction environment, in the early stages of operation, due to contributing factors such as low barriers of entry, as well as a deficiency of skills, formal qualification, relevant industry experience, and management and leadership skills. The findings indicate that major challenges include corrupt activities within the construction industry and the use of political connections to gain advantage in government contract programs with very, very few benefits. The main recommendations are to establish a panel of experienced, qualified, professional, registered experts in all the construction fields to monitor progress and quality that only local MMEs are allowed to bid for in order to alleviate the congestions and improve business and ensure lower gate construction sustainability in the Free State province. Chancellor, I give you Dr. Ramabitso Leo.
Doctor of Philosophy with specialization in business management.
Acting Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you Rambe Patient. With his thesis titled Understanding the Factors Affecting Technology Entrepreneurship of University Incubated Firms, the candidate contributed to the technology entrepreneurship literature by adopting a multi-level and multi-theoretical approach to investigating the individual, institutional, and systemic factors that merge with university-based technology businesses, incubation in shaping technology entrepreneurship. Using evidence from 2 incubation ecosystems in South Africa, the study established that intuitive thinking, scripts, physical, social, and intellectual capitals, national entrepreneurship policy, and regional funding systems were leveraged in incubation centers to foster the success of technology startups. With this contribution, the candidate demonstrates the significance of developing different resource mobilization strategies for incubatees at various stages of their entrepreneurial journeys in building resilient entrepreneurial ecosystem. Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Rambe Patient.
Doctor of Philosophy with specialization in development studies.
Your Honourable Chancellor, it's a great pleasure to introduce Dr. Mokoena Malefetsane Daniel, with his thesis titled Dependencies and Decentralized Government for the Governance of Housing Delivery in Mangaung. The candidate investigated the role of dependencies and decentralized government in housing delivery in Mangaung over 3 decades. The study uses the evolutionary governance theory to conceptualize housing governance and its evolution. The study relies on data collected from semi-structured interviews, secondary sources, and policy documents. The candidate challenges the current literature, which related the poor location outcomes of housing only to neoliberal tendency, by arguing that a set of dependencies created after apartheid and the dysfunctional quality of intergovernmental relations have also played a role. The dominant role of the provincial government, which did not consider the nature of a city government, has been a prominent reason for poor housing outcomes in Mangaung. The study concludes that the independence of city governments needs to be honored in the future. It is with a great pleasure introducing change enabler Naka Mokoena to the world.
Chancellor, allow me to introduce you to Eureka Letitia Palmer. With her thesis titled Early Childhood Male Medical Circumcision, the candidate contributes to the literature on masculinity and circumcision. Medical male circumcision studies seldom consider theoretical frameworks, and Black women's involvement in medical male circumcision policies is limited. The study uses constructs from social constructivism theory, ecological systems theory, and social norms theory, and in-depth interviews with Black women and a young male participant who has undergone traditional male circumcision to analyze their experiences of ICMC decision-making in Gauteng, South Africa. The study shows that policy positions do not reflect the social context, including social sanctions, the social network, and the social construction of masculinity prevalent in ICMC decision-making. The involvement of Black women in medical male circumcision policies and programs should be central, as men dominate ICMC decisions and women are on the periphery of the decision-making process. 2 papers have appeared in international journals. Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Eureka Palmer.
Doctor of Philosophy with specialization in Public Administration and Management.
Chancellor, allow me to introduce to you Dr. Motsitsi Constance Brenda. With her thesis titled Public Financial Management Reforms and Service Delivery in the Northern Cape Department of Health, the candidate makes an empirical contribution to public financial management reforms and service delivery in South Africa. The study aimed to determine why there is a disconnect between having public financial management reforms in place and real functional improvements in service delivery. Through a qualitative case study approach, she found that this disconnect is caused by political interference, human weaknesses, inefficiencies, incapabilities resulting from poor leadership, and the lack of political commitment in the implementation of public financial management reforms. The results of this study highlight that political will, institutional capacity, policy spacing, and adaptation of iterative and inductive processes are critical aspects in the implementation of public financial management reforms. If integrated and implemented effectively, these aspects will enhance service delivery within public institutions. Chancellor, I have the honor and privilege to present to you Motsitsi Constance Brenda.
It is really something to dance about. Thank you very much to Professor Philippe Berger and the academics who presented these excellent candidates. I'm now pleased to introduce Professor John Mubangizi, Dean of the Faculty of Law, who will present his candidates.
Acting Chancellor,
I have the privilege of requesting you to award the following qualifications to the candidates that I introduced to you. The Faculty of Law, bachelor's degrees, postgraduate diplomas, and master's degrees. Bachelor of Laws. Lesibe T.R. Makoba N.D. Moslanka N. Moipolai B. Motaung T.E. Pilanda B.D. Waits A.L. Wellen I.M.E. Postgraduate Diploma in Labor Law. Moeti N. Segalo R.M. Master of Human Rights. Moriana S.P. Ntako L.N. Setsabi M.
Thank you very much, Professor John Mubangizi, for presenting the candidates, and to the academics and the actual graduates, congratulations. I would like to introduce Mr. Themba Thlasu this morning. He's the Executive Director, Student Affairs, and he will present the congratulatory message this morning. Mr. Themba Thlasu is the Executive Director for Student Affairs at the UFS. He was formerly the Dean of Students at the University of Zululand and also served as the Director for Student Affairs on our Kwakwa campus. His career in higher education spans 25 years, beginning at the then Port Elizabeth Technikon as head of a student residence in the 1980s. Before being appointed as the head of residences at the Cape Peninsula University of Technology in 2014, Mr. Thlasu was the Director of Student Residences at the Vaal University of Technology. He holds a BCom degree from Vista University and an MPhil from the Nelson Mandela Metropolitan University. Mr. Thlasu holds a 5th Dan Black Belt in judo and is therefore our Student Affairs Director, and is an executive member and current president of Judo South Africa. Mr. Lasso.
Thank you very much, Professor Vettoon, for such an introduction. Acting Chancellor and the Vice Chancellor of the University of Free State, Professor Francis Peterson, ISRC President Tsepang Bambo, distinguished guests, graduates, parents, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Today is your special day. You must embrace it. We are living in perilous times. We need educated people. There are complexities in our communities. There are complexities in our region, in the continent, in the globe. The caliber of persons in this room are required to address those complexities. You've gained qualifications today, and you must use them impactfully. It must add value to humanity. Today, we are celebrating the results of your hard work, your commitment, your sacrifice, and tenacity. It has been an immense privilege for the University of Free State to be part of your lives for the past few years, and we are extremely proud to be associated with yourselves, culminating in this well-deserved moment of recognition. You've traversed more than 16 years from primary education to tertiary education to this point. And you did not do that alone. You did that with your parents, you did that with your lecturers, you did that with your boyfriends, your husbands, and your wives. It is for that reason that when you celebrate, you need to give them that recognition as well, that they played a greater part in your success. Our mission has always been not only to equip you with the knowledge and skills needed to make a difference in your field of study, but also qualities and values needed to make a difference in your communities. As I said, you're coming from regions, you're coming from Africa, you're coming from South Africa, you're coming from the globe. Your skills must make meaning of this world. As I said, we are living in perilous times, and we need people to address the problems of the country. We speak less of the problems of the country. I'm not sure whether we are scared to speak about the problems of the country. As educators, as researchers, you need to intervene to advance humanity. We are rejoicing with you today. It should not only benefit you, it should benefit the country, the community, and the world. Dear graduates, you are here today because you chose a path of self-empowerment and growth in order to find your calling and purpose in life. Nelson Mandela's famous saying, I quote, "Education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world." It is for that reason today that you should go out there and change the world with the skills you acquired here at the University of the Free State. You have emerged from different challenging situations, more resilient and empowered to pursue your purpose. Each and every one of you seated here, you have a different purpose. Go out there and play that unique role. God gave you the skills that you acquired to make a difference in life. The purpose is greater than the qualification you have received today. and it is more valuable than a salary. Physical reward, your purpose is what will drive you, energize you, inspire you, give meaning to what you do. We wish you all the very best as you now prepare for a new phase in your lives, whether it be in the form of further studies or committing yourselves towards plowing back what you have learned into society, into the region, to the continent, into the world, to the parents and guardians and families of the graduates. We applaud you. Congratulations to you as well. Your support on the journey of your children, your husband and wives, girlfriends and boyfriends can never be overestimated. And we thank you and acknowledge you for the valuable role you have played in the achievements that were witnessed this morning. The University of the Free State is a place that inspires academic excellence, innovation, and inclusivity, instigating a diversity and human reconciliation. And with transformation of lives, your qualification should give each of you the confidence to make a positive difference in your chosen fields of study and empower you to think innovatively and developmentally. It should also give you the insight to never be afraid to learn again, to unlearn again, and relearn. We live in a time of unprecedented and rapid change in the world of work, and your skills will empower you to transcend all the challenges that might come your way as you exercise the gift that was awarded to you this morning. As new technologies develop, new opportunities open up, and new fields of study and research are revealed. It is up to creative, critical thinkers, dedicated researchers, people with wisdom, and the drive and compassion to make a difference in this world, to make this the most of these opportunities. In short, it's up to the people like yourselves to make a change in the world. And that change, in my view, is what you want to see as a person. What you want to see as a person, you must strive towards intervening in the world to change it, to be what you want to see. The time has now come for many of you to start giving back, to use your knowledge and skills to make a meaningful difference in the lives of the people around you, to start making your unique contribution towards building better communities, a better country, and ultimately a better world. We wish you all the best for your journey from this point onward. May you have courage to embrace the challenges that come your way. You are now gifted and you are now skilled. You'll be able to transcend around the challenges that might come your way, and the confidence and perseverance to implement them. Above all, may you find purpose and take your place in shaping a better country, a better continent, and a better world. You look so beautiful. You are so great. You must applaud yourselves for being so beautiful and being so sharp-minded. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Slashu, for that fantastic message of congratulations to our graduates. I also would like to extend my sincere congratulations to all of you, and I think you can give yourself another hand of applause. Thank you. Just before I conclude the proceedings, I just wanted to recognize two colleagues on the stage. This is going to be their last graduation ceremonies for not only for 2022, but in their specific role. I'm referring to the Dean of Law, Professor John Mukambisi. John, if you can just stand up. And then also Professor Cordy Vatoon, who is the, in fact, she was the program director, but she's also the vice rector for research and internationalization. They will complete their respective tenures. I think it's John is the end of the year, and Professor Vatoon is going to be the end of March next year. But our next graduation ceremonies will be in April, and I would like to just extend my sincere thanks to both of them for their contribution that they've given to their respective portfolios, but also their contribution to ensure that our graduates, whether they were undergraduate level diploma or certificates, or whether at a postgraduate level, masters, honors, and also PhDs, that their contribution has also ensured that you could walk across the stage. So I think we can give them a hand of applause. So, ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the proceedings for this morning. The university takes great pleasure in inviting all graduates and the guests to exam room number 4, where tea, coffee, and soft drinks will be served. The national anthem will now be played. After that, you are requested to remain standing while the congregation is dissolved and the main and academic processions leave the hall. Can we all please rise? By virtue of the power vested in me as the acting Chancellor, I hereby dissolve this congregation of the University of the Free State.